I am here at the Army Public School, RK Puram, Sikandrabad, and with me is Ms. Sunita Banerjee, who teaches social studies here to CBSE class 10 students, and she's going to specifically talk about what needs to be the approach as far as the social studies paper is concerned, which has 4 units. So let's talk about each one of them one by one. History, the general impression, ma'am, is that rote learning is the way to do it. Does the MCQ based examination make the approach a little different and perhaps a little easy?
MCQ approach, it is little difficult because it's
Difficult.
yeah, and tricky also, because generally children think that options are given so they can easily answer, but that is not possible. So unless they read the textbook thoroughly, it is not possible for them to attempt the answers.
So history would essentially mean a lot of recall questions.
Recall questions, yes sir, they have to do this lot of recall work, so they have to think what it is, how it happened, why it happened, so what is the effect now, so that all those things they need to think.
So, just to elaborate on that, you are saying that in a normal history civics paper, history paper in particular, students have in a subjective paper, they can perhaps even faff around a little. Here, that option is not there.
No, completely not this, because if they mark the correct answer, 1 mark, otherwise 0. In subjective there is a chance that they have expressed something, so we just give 1 or half a mark there, so that's completely different.
So, what would you advise the students? What kind of an approach they should adopt between now and the examination in order to excel as far as the history is concerned?
As far as history is concerned, they have to read the chapter thoroughly. Okay, each and every line they can frame a question for them. So thorough reading should be there. And basically CBSE exams, as we know, completely from textbook only it comes, nothing from outside. So they have to have a thorough reading of textbook. Otherwise it will be very difficult for them to answer. And even the source is given in the textbooks, boxes are given, so they have to read those boxes also, because nowadays board is asking from those boxes also. So sometimes children feel that this is out of syllabus, it's not there in the textbook, but when we tell them this is the page number where they can find, then say, oh ma'am, we have not seen this, we have not read this. So that also is.
I always tell students that life is about things which come out of syllabus.
Yes.
You can't say only this is not in syllabus. Okay, let's move to political science, which may not really be so much about only recall, but also about understanding and even application. So, political science obviously needs a slightly different and a more nuanced approach, right?
Yes, sir. Right. So generally we compare the present situation and then we explain them, and applicative type questions only generally we ask them also. So that is how we are preparing them for DP or democratic politics.
Now, for instance, in the term one syllabus, you have chapters like agriculture. Now, how does a student prepare for something which he or she may not be entirely comfortable with, especially when you are saying that they need to be much more thorough with their understanding?
Yes. So generally most of the children, they have garden in their homes. So I just asked them, nowadays online classes, so we were seeing their garden and we were asking them how you did, what you did. So that is how we try to bring out that how the agriculture sector develops. So within their own home also, when they have a small garden, a kitchen garden, so what are the experiments they do. So in the same way how the government is taking steps to improve our agricultural sector. So this is how we explain them. So in the last class when we had online classes, one of the child showed us how he does the gardening in his house. So one whole period we saw that. So that gives some experience to the children also. Okay, this is how the farmers work. So when a question is framed on such things, so children can recall what they have seen and they can answer. So that is one of the easiest way.
Okay. A couple of questions which have been sent by students. One about map marking in particular.
Yeah.
How do they prepare now for this kind of a term one examination?
See, now actually ABCD is marked on the map and options are given. So it's very easy for them. But still there are some students who are unable to identify the states. So they have to first learn. So from class 5th onwards they have map pointing work. But still some students, they can't identify the states. So first thing what we do here is that reinforcing them. So we tell them to practice, or we give the practice of all the states. This is so and so state, and then important things that has to be marked. That is how everyday map practice, almost every period we
I
do
always
that.
say map should be definitely be part of a study room for every student. The last question about how to memorize dates when it comes to history.
See, most of us, we remember the dates in our family, whether date of birth or anniversaries, other important. So in the same way, I tell them that you make an abbreviation for each event, and then easily they can recollect the events. So that is one of the easiest way they can recollect the dates.
Like the abbreviation of cake that you were mentioning.
Yes. So K stands for C, Champaran, A, Ahmedabad, then K, Kheda, and E, you can just leave it. So this is easiest way to remember any of the movements.
Yeah, so then in that case you can have the cake and eat it too. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your tips, and I'm sure the students will find them very useful.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much. Thank you.